What's up, everybody? How you guys doing tonight? This is Darren Jackson, and I'm doing the special tonight on DJ's podcast. And for tonight, I wanted to talk about the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2023, including with Rey Mysterio, the Great Muta, Andy Kaufman. The Warrior Award specialist was to referee Tim White, the late great Tim White, as well as Stacy Keibler. So tonight was a really good one for the Hall of Fame induction ceremony, because we know it's that tomorrow we got WWE NXT Stand and Deliver, as well as the first night of WrestleMania, as well as the second night of WrestleMania. So tonight's show on DJ's podcast is brought to you by Spreaker.com, and you can also be able to go to my Twitter, which in case it's going to be on twitter.com slash Darren Jackson 25. So I wanted to be able to talk to everyone about it and give my insights on tonight's show. So I want to say congratulations to the ones that have been nominated for WWE Hall of Fame in the class of 2023. A whole lot better than last year. I mean, last year was in Dallas, including with The Undertaker, closing out the show. Tonight was very good, man, and I'm really loving it so much. And guys, I'm going to go ahead and send out my link so that way you guys can be able to be on my show. And if you guys have any questions or any comments, please do so. Hold on 1 second. All right, so just let everyone know that tomorrow NXT Stand and Deliver will be available at 12 noon. I'm going to watch it on the big screen television. I'm not going to try to watch it on my phone. I'm going to try to watch it on the television if my nephew doesn't take over the TV tomorrow, so that way I can be able to get a chance to actually watch the show. So I'm thinking that this is probably going to be one of the best WrestleManias that we have had in quite some time. So therefore, we definitely want to be able to go ahead and let everyone know that if you are interested, please, you can be able to watch it on Peacock. So Peacock is $9.99 if you are looking to be able to get it on WrestleMania. All right, and I'm also letting everyone else know that if you want to go on my link, I'm going to go on my Facebook as well as my Twitter, so that way you can be able to see me live on Spreaker.com. You have any comments, you have any chats, you can definitely be able to do so. Everyone on Facebook as well as Twitter. So please have any questions or comments. So I'm going to talk about tonight's show, starting out with Stacy Keibler. I felt like she was one of the best pure females in the wrestling business, with her being with the Nitro Girls, and then her portraying as Miss Hancock. And then when WCW closed the doors and WWE bought the company out, I felt like Stacy was a big contributor to the invasion. And when the invasion was over, WWE did hire her on the spot and everything. They got her to become a manager. I felt like Stacy Keibler was a true asset to the company. One of the best pure athletes, female athletes in the wrestling business at the time. So she stepped away from actually, being into the wrestling business, so that way she could be able to focus on her family. Congratulations, Stacy, for everything that you have accomplished, and not just in WCW, but also in WWE. Second person that I want to say thanks is the late great Andy Kaufman. I saw the Jerry the King Lawler showing his back, showing the King. He and Jerry Lawler had a big scuffle one time in the 70s before Andy Kaufman had died of cancer. So I want to say to the families of Andy Kaufman, congratulations on inducting him into the WWE Hall of Fame. Warrior recipient tonight, Tim White. He was truly a legend as a referee in the WWE. I definitely want to say congratulations to him on his accomplishment and how much he had meant so much to us all in the business. The next person that got inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame was the Great Muta. I want to say personally, the Great Muta was one of my favorite wrestlers from Japan, from the land of the rising sun. Muta really changed the complexity of international wrestling. I noticed everybody talk about Antonio Inoki, everybody talking about the Giant Boba. There were so many names that Ric Flair stated on Muta's introduction. Muta had small words to say. He wasn't big on his English quite well. But I want to say personally to the Great Muta that he really made me love wrestling the way I love wrestling. There are five guys in the business that I've always loved, whether it was good or bad. Ric Flair was one, Hulk Hogan was two, Sting was three, Lex Luger was four, and the Great Muta was five. It meant so much to me to say that the Great Muta really deserved the opportunity to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. Even though he did not wrestle in WWE, he did wrestle for NWA, WCW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, TNA, AEW, and the final match that he closed out with Shinsuke Nakamura, that was a beautiful sight to be able to see. I feel like the Great Muta was one of those people that really changed the complexity of wrestling. That meant so much to me to know that Muta has always had that competitive heart where he made sure that he took care of his business inside that ring. Another person who also got inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. It wasn't that many this year. It wasn't a big list or anything. Well, actually, I want to say the final person that got inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. That's Rey Mysterio. It was good to see Conan on the show, and keeping it 100 with Conan. I'm definitely going to want to give a shout out to my boy Conan, K-Dog. Man, thank you so much, bro. You really have changed the complexity of wrestling. I really appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for introducing Ray into the WWE Hall of Fame. Unfortunately, the worst thing that could happen tonight was how Dominic Mysterio with Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest walked up out of there. You know, it was sad to see Dominic not trying to support his father the right way. I think that Rhea Ripley and the Judgment Day has really gotten to his head too much. I don't know what it is. I'm not going to say some derogatory words about that, but I'm going to let that one walk away. You know, I just want to say to Rey Mysterio, and I'm going to message him tonight to let him know that if he could be able to hear my show out tonight, I wanted to say this to Ray. I know I said the top five were Flair, Hogan, Sting, Luger, and Muta. Ray, you have been in the top 10 of all-time greats. And besides Booker T and Kurt Angle, Ray, you really have truly given us little men hope. I'm not little, but I'm probably taller than Rey Mysterio. But I want to say to Ray, man, Ray, thank you so much for everything that you have done for our business. And you really have truly warmed my heart with how you really took care of not just yourself, Angie, Aaliyah, spoiled, dominant. I hate to say that, but he is very spoiled. Um, and I just want to say to you, man, you deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. I don't care what anyone or anybody says. I really, really want to say to you, man, your words tonight really touched me, and I'm going to send this information out to him. I'm going to send this out to both Conan and Rey Mysterio. So I'm hoping that they will be able to hear me on my show to be able to speak. Conan, I just want to say, man, thank you so much for the words that you said about Rey Mysterio. And that was so funny what Conan said about Dominic. I really, really love it. I'm hoping that really and truly one day I could be able to be on Conan's show. So that way I could be able to get a chance to say my piece on, Lucha Libre and how much I love Lucha Libre wrestling, and what it means a lot to me on how great you guys are. Ray really transcended not just Lucha Libre, but he transcended cruiserweight wrestling and the ultimate little big man facing all obstacles. And I feel like everywhere that we went, everywhere that we have done at work, whether we at work, school, playing sports, you know, Ray was that kind of person where his heart was the biggest. It's not about the size of the fight and the dog. It's the actually how they say it. It's not the size of the fight of the dog. It's the dog. Actually, let me think. They said it's not the size of the dog in the fight. It's the fight and it's the fight size of the dog, or however that way they say it. I probably said it wrong, but I want to say to Rey Mysterio, everything that you have done in this business, you proved it to us all that anything can happen if you believe. And the words that you said tonight, like I said, it means so much to me. It means that, you truly believe in yourself, just like we all believe in ourselves. And, tonight, WWE Hall of Fame, class of 2023, it's going to go down as one of the best Hall of Fame classes that we have had in so many years. Rey Mysterio, the Great Muta, Stacy Keibler, Andy Kaufman, and referee Tim White. We thank you so much for how you have conducted yourselves in the business. I think I said the Great Muta as well. I want to personally be able to say that without you guys, I don't know where this business would be. I noticed that tomorrow I'll be on NXT Stand and Deliver, as well as the first night of WrestleMania, and then on Sunday I'll be on for the second night of WrestleMania, and then hopefully we'll be able to do some NCAA talk. In the meantime, on the NCAA talk, that I wanted to be able to say, congratulations to LSU and Iowa. Those two teams are going to be playing for a national championship. Caitlin Carter set a semifinal record with 41 points in their win over top-ranked South Carolina, who was undefeated at the time. LSU is going to be playing for the national championship in the women's basketball. So it looks like that we are going to watch Iowa versus LSU on Sunday. Tomorrow, the men's national semifinals will be awaiting. So the first game in the national semifinal is going to be Florida Atlantic taking on San Diego State. And then in the second game, it's Miami taking on UConn. So the winner of that will be playing in Houston for the national championship. which in case the Final Four is in Houston. The Final Four for the women's side is in Dallas for the NCAA tournament. So also we're going to be able to do is give you some scores for Major League Baseball. This season kicked off last night. Astros lost last night to the White Sox, but they bounced back to get a win tonight over the White Sox 6-3. It in the top of the ninth. It's the Cleveland Guardians up on the Seattle Mariners 9-4. You have the Marlins of Miami defeating the New York Mets 2-1. The Colorado Rockies defeated the San Diego Padres 4-1. You also have the Arizona Diamondbacks taking care of business against the LA Dodgers 2-1. And it looks like that's the only scores for tonight on Friday. So tomorrow you have the White Sox and the Astros meeting up again, and then it's going to be Atlanta Braves against the Washington Nationals, Phillies against the Rangers, the Blue Jays against the Cardinals, the Brewers against the Cubs, the Giants against the Yankees, interim league play, Angels against the Athletics, Orioles against the Red Sox, Tigers against the Devil Rays, the Twins versus the Royals, the Mets against the Marlins, the Pirates against the Reds. It's the Rockies versus the Padres, the Diamondbacks and Dodgers, Guardians, and Mariners tomorrow. Let's say in the NBA tonight, and we have a lot of sports that we're going to try to talk about. The Knicks all over the Cavs, 130-116. It's the Rockets getting their 19th win of the season as they defeat the Detroit Pistons 121-115. It's the Lakers taking care of business against the Minnesota Timberwolves 123-111. It's the Warriors all over the San Antonio Spurs tonight in San Francisco 130-115. You have the Chicago Bulls all over the Hornets 121-91. The Pacers taking care of the Thunders 121-117. You have the Raptors all losing to the 76ers 117-110. The Orlando Magic taking care of the Washington Wizards 116-109. The Boston Celtics all over the Utah Jazz 122-114. It's the Brooklyn Nets taking care of the Atlanta Hawks 124-107. It is the Memphis Grizzlies knocking off the Clippers 108-94. Sacramento Kings taking care of the Portland Trailblazers 138-114. And the Phoenix Suns knocking off the Denver Nuggets 100-93. So, like I said, tomorrow, guys, I'm going to be doing the podcasting live for NXT Stand and Deliver, as well as I'm going to be doing the first night of WrestleMania, and then I'm going to do the second night of WrestleMania. So, therefore, we will be able to have both shows on DJ's podcast. So, basically, before I go, I want to say thank you all for the ones that want to listen. Now, tomorrow, you guys can be able to chat. I'm going to go ahead and make sure to have everything up and in effect. So that way, if you have anything to say, you are more than welcome to be able to say anything on the chat. I'm just going to be able to be on my Spreaker. So that way we will be able to go ahead and get this taken care of. Also, if you guys want to be able to sponsor me on my ads in the near future, please do so. I can give you my Cash App. It is, let's get to it. It is $ Darren Jackson 28. So if you are looking to be able to Cash App me something so I can be able to try to reach up to $100 to be able to do my podcasting, please do so, y'all. I'm willing to take whatever you are willing to be able to send to me, so that way I can be able to run my ads and I can be able to get monetized. I am very interested in doing my podcasting, so that way I can be able to stay focused on the task at hand. So next Saturday, I will be doing my fourth podcasting. Actually, it'd be take that back. Let's see. Yeah, my fourth podcasting, and I'm gonna do a special talk on a topic that I feel like is basically in my heart, and that is domestic violence. Definitely want to be able to do some talks about that and be able to see if I can get my ads working for my podcasting, so that way I can be able to monetize and have a thing set up to where I can focus on setting up my ads. Like I said, if you could be able to go into cashapp.com, if you're looking to cash out me anything, please do so. Again, $ Darren Jackson 28. With that being said, guys, tomorrow at 12 o'clock, I'm going to be on Spreaker.com. So that way I would be able to do NXT Stand and Deliver. So if you guys have anything to say to me tomorrow, please go on my Twitter, and you can be able to respond to me on Twitter. I hardly be on Facebook, especially on Facebook Messenger, but sometimes I do. If you want to say anything to me on Facebook Messenger, you are more than welcome to be able to do so. With that being said, guys, we are going to be able to go ahead and wrap this up tonight, and hopefully I can be able to get this thing working one day. But in the meantime, I want to thank you all so much for letting me be able to do my show. This is DJ's podcast. We're going to do NXT Stand and Deliver tomorrow at 12 noon, as well as WrestleMania Night 1 and Night 2. With my esteemed colleagues on Spreaker.com, and my nephew who is playing his video game and everything. My name is Darren Jackson, and I want to say good night, and may God be with you all.